beginning, the crystal serpent's journey, heaven's terrain, till the ocean pounds its sudden depth. Electric bolts bubble the cauldron's sacred spark, and flesh thrusts the cougar's urgent snarl, carves the Sierra scarps, coursing our scree scars. A soft breeze illuminates the black oak leaves rustling and scattering their flames. Their branches nourish the seasoned ideas. The insects' moonlight glows. Stars swirl through dark matter. A possibility sparking my brain's rivers. Each day, our hands discover the blue emerald river heart, the jewel that radiates the canyon's deepest image, the forest fountain, bubbling wilderness down the granite crags' building block foundation, our soul's precious body, a sweet communion for our lips, speaking vast secrets, fates sing of spirits, unfurling the leaves from the gold and black oak, nourishing lupin nectar, rippling the spring rivulets, and glowing dawn fire. We dive into its clear pool, spirit laughing, our river current.
I want to say, I want to just get everybody to look around for a minute at everything that you see. And the lands here in the East Bay were grasslands, huge native grasslands, bunch grasses, different kinds of grasses. The only place you would see trees was right along the creek line. For the most part, the trees that you see everywhere were planted. So this is not the native landscape. As they were restoring the creek, and I just want you to see it here because you can't see it everywhere, is these are cement bags. And this is how they bolstered the side of the creek because it was eating out this side because creeks move, right? All water moves. And the more you trap a creek in, you're gonna have a lot of what we call incisement or channelization, where the creek is so restricted, the same amount of water is running through, but it's now restricted, so it's going to go further and further and further down. So Chris was talking about daylighting the creek. They're trying to do that right now in the park where the Poetry Festival is. There's a movement to, because they're going to redo that park to daylight the creek. One of the problems is the creek is 20 plus feet below ground level because it's been constricted. So how do you daylight a creek safely that's 20 feet below, not like 3 feet here? Good question.
We'll go through different time periods along the walk, but the first one that I want to point out is the arrival of the Spanish colonizers. We have a small monument. Everyone was standing at the monument to Pedro de Fages, who was part of Portola's expedition and was the first person to come here and explore Strawberry Creek. It was called that because there were a lot of strawberry vines found along the creek itself. But with the Spanish, they brought the European way of life. And what does that mean? Well, Europeans need timber. Europeans need grass that their animals can graze upon and be healthy. Europeans want the foods and the plants that they were used to. So they brought all of these species with them and began the total transformation of this place.
Thank you, Chris. My name's Michaelyn Logue. I live in Grass Valley right now, but I'm from Santa Cruz. And so when I was given the opportunity to read, it was really special to explore my relationship with the creek. I grew up right next to Soquel Creek, which is also Ohlone Awaswas unceded territory. So this first poem, great title, it's called Creek. This year, swift and wide, overflowing banks into streets, into shops, the steep ravines, hers once, blackberry brambled, choked by invading thorn roses. And before, banks of the Awaswas faced fires, whose forced forgetting propagates the mythization of Ohlone and others into past participle. Projects elementary, field trips fetishizing mission conquer culture. The rain-laden winters of my 30 years youth, breath-baited gatherings, the bridge over troubled. I do not know the headwaters. Returning over the years to contemplate how we'd grown, she in a way that showed the age. Resting gondola replaced by footbridge, access to reduced, chains between, liability, public property, commons of waterfront restricted. I return to her shoreline, hers and mine storm altered, the gathering stones a shoal, a shopping cart, abandoned detritus. She's deeper than I remember, wider, curves smoothed by torrent. Child memory construction of a half-foot path, young limbs lugging rocks into winter rain-fed swells, the four of us wearing raincoats and laughing in the play until soaked, we return to the warmth of dwellings, hot showers, hot chocolate and popcorn, the modernity so easy to unburden us of our gratitude through convenience. I see why people live off-grid, why people live on the ridge, on the edge of self-reliance and the staggering reciprocity of the wild. Here, they meet over a cup of something practical. There, they practice over a cup of meaning, full of promise and primrose, rattlesnake grass, the large fish of the shallows. We watch him too from the bridge, gather his country of ripples and shadow, outcropping, current and roots. I'm lucky to have known how this body flows to the sea, cradles the town in foliage and flood warning, hosts the many who inhabit all along its banks, purview to the dreaming few who remember.